I'm Amelia from Pithy Wordsmithery, and I'm here with Chris Clews, whose official title is speaker, author, and 80s pop culture guy. So he's the author of the series, What 80s Pop Culture Teaches Us About Today's Workplace. Thanks for taking the time to chat with me today, Chris.
Sure, Amelia. I appreciate the megaphone and the opportunity to speak to you as well.
Yeah, I'd love to hear more about what it's been like becoming an author, because you definitely caught my eye. We met on LinkedIn, and what caught my eye is you have a book in the business realm, but it's fun. So that's like, something that aspiring authors, I feel like, really, really want, and speakers want. They want to have that the educational part, but make it fun and entertaining too. So I'm so curious, and as everyone can see, you look like you're in a Blockbuster, which is super on brand for 80s pop culture. So tell me how you found your niche.
Yeah, awesome. And I have the old school Karate Kid shirt on too. So
Love
if
it.
you watch Cobra Kai, you'll recognize some of these guys. They look a little bit older now, but the same cast of characters.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So, I was in corporate marketing for a long time, and I really wanted to find something that I really loved and enjoyed. I love marketing. I should say I like marketing, but I love what I'm doing now. And I knew 80s pop culture well. I knew the business world well. And I thought, why not try to put those two together and see what happens? And I actually did it for fun. And then people started buying my books, and I thought, wow, maybe I have something here. So I just continued, built a website, positioned myself as a speaker, wrote a second book, and writing a third.
That's awesome. Super cool. So I want to know more about the writing process and what worked for you. So I help people write books. I've also written 11 books on my own, and it's rewarding, but it is hard. Like, a lot of times it can be really, really hard, right? So I'm interested to know, like, what did you find to be the most difficult part of your process? And then also, what was the most rewarding?
Yeah. So the most difficult, I think, if you're an extrovert like I am, writing is you write in solitude. It's a really kind of lonely profession when you're a writer. You need to be alone to write, unless you have a co-author, of course. But for most people, you need to be alone. And if you're an extrovert, it's a little challenging to set yourself aside and really just kind of to put everything away, put everything aside, and just focus on writing by yourself. So that would be, I think, the biggest challenge. The most rewarding thing for me was the very first time that I realized somebody had bought one of my books that wasn't a friend or family. And once you've got that little bite of the apple, that little taste of somebody buying your book who doesn't know who you are, there's really, it's an adrenaline rush. And I think that's the most rewarding part of it.
That's awesome. Yeah, when you write the book, you want people to read it. So that's, again, goes back to marketing and having that be a key part of it too. So
Yes.
Yeah, I could totally see how that's exciting. So one more question for you, because I'm always connecting with aspiring authors who are looking to learn from people who've been there and done it. If you were to go back and, you are writing another book, is there anything that you're going to do differently this time with the writing process, or how you approach, just writing a book in general?
Yeah, so I would say that for somebody who's just starting out, there's a lot of people, as you probably know and come across, who say, I've got a book inside of me, I should write a book. People tell me that I should write a book about my life, my story. And really what you need to do is you need to say, okay, in order to do this, I need to set aside 30 minutes a day, just 30 minutes, and say that 30 minutes is going to be dedicated to writing. Some days you're literally going to write 1 or 2 lines in that 30 minutes, but don't let that upset you or change the process, because other times you're going to sit down, you're going to look up, and it's 4 hours later and you've written a chapter or two. But you have to set aside that time and dedicate it and say, this is my writing time, this is what I'm going to do. And then let that writing time dictate, let that particular time on that day dictate how much you actually do. You can't force it. And I think that's what I'm learning now, is that I write, I set aside that 30 minutes every day, but I recognize that it's not always going to be as productive as I would like. And then some days it's going to be so productive that I look back and think, wow, look how much I got done. So I think that's the big change for me, is putting that 30 minutes aside every single day, regardless.
I think that's great advice. I always talk about how writing a book is an endurance sport. Like you just need to keep going. If you just keep going, it'll be fine. And there will be times when it's hard and there will be times when it's easy, and that's natural. But if you keep
swimming.
going, that's what makes the difference. So yeah, I think that's great advice. So thank you so much for taking the time to chat. This has been awesome. Again, this is Chris Clews and Amelia Forczak, and I'm sure you'll be seeing more of us soon.
Thank you. Stay rad, everybody.